The opioid crisis is an American epidemic, and one of the biggest problems is the use of fentanyl. It is exponentially more potent than heroin, and just this tiny amount right here is all it takes to kill you.
Defender Karen Drew joins us now from our phone bank, where addiction experts are standing by. Talk about more about fentanyl and its big impact on the opioid epidemic. Karen?
The issue on fentanyl is so very serious. I'll get to that in 1 second, but first, our phone bank is open right now. Experts are taking your addiction questions. So call the number on your screen, 844-WDIV-HELP. Now, back to fentanyl. It is a synthetic opioid prescribed by doctors to treat chronic pain for cancer patients. But fentanyl is being sold on the streets, and it is so very dangerous. It can be absorbed through the skin, it can be inhaled if airborne, and the smallest amount can be deadly. Playing with her son's dog, Java, seeing his talent framed on the walls of her home, Vicki King has constant reminders of who her son could have been.
Had an eye for the camera. I don't think he realized how good he was, and he loved it. But then when things started getting bad, that passion started to fizzle away.
Vicki says Jeff was a good kid. She never thought he would become addicted to opioids. 2 years after his death, she still wonders how he started down that path.
He had a snowboard injury, and he broke his arm, pulled off his rotator cuff, he dislocated his shoulder, had some major surgery done. And he was probably about 15 or 16 at that time. But I don't know if that's what triggered it.
As he finished high school, grades were slipping. Stories weren't adding up. But Vicki just thought her son was being a teenager. He went away to Wayne State University. Then she got a major wake-up call.
Found him in the emergency room at Beaumont. And he was there for an overdose.
Vicki and her family got her son into recovery, but it was short-lived. Her son overdosed on heroin laced with fentanyl. He was just 20 years old.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything in my career that's more significant than the fentanyl.
Timothy Planson is on the front lines of the opioid battle, overseeing the Drug Enforcement Agency's efforts to combat the crisis in Michigan, Ohio, and Kentucky. He says heroin laced with fentanyl is smuggled in from Mexico, but fentanyl is also being ordered online and shipped in from China.
Fentanyl, about the equivalent of about 2, 3, 4 grains of salt could kill you. It's not just mixed with heroin anymore.
Some people are taking cocaine laced with fentanyl because they think it's less addictive. It's not. Others are just taking fentanyl. Agents are seeing the drug on the street as liquids, powders, and pills. The chemical stuff, or pure fire, are names the DEA says people are using to get it.
It's dangerous for everybody involved.
Now you're going to hear more about fentanyl tonight at 10 o'clock during our primetime special. And I'm going to show you what Border Patrol is doing to stop opioid abuse. We actually ride along with them. Now right now you can talk to an addiction expert in our phone bank. Once we put that number on the screen, I have to tell you every line just rang up. So obviously there are some people there that really need this help. If it's busy, call again. 844-WDIV-HELP. I'm Karen Drew. Back to you. Also, online, right now we have experts here, as we said, to answer your questions in a web chat, and that's going on at clickondetroit.com. For now, we'll send it back to you. Devin, Kim?
About the 4 grains of salt equivalent. Yeah, amazing. Our special coverage of America's opioid epidemic is really just getting started. Ahead here at 5:30. A man charged today in connection to a deadly fentanyl overdose. At 5:45, we're going to show you how innocent children are getting caught up in the middle of America's addiction to opioids. Then at 6 o'clock, Dr. Frank McGeorge shows us how there is hope for recovery. So stay with us, a lot more to come.